עליך לגמור, לא עליך לגמור, לא עליך המלאכה לגמור, לא עליך לגמור, ולא אתה בן חורין להיבטל ממנה, ולא אתה בן חורין, ולא אתה בן חורין להיבטל ממנה, ולא אתה בן חורין,
שוב מזוודות קטנות פתוחות על המיטה שלי, אורזת את כל השקרים שכבר סיפרת לי, והסיפור אותו סיפור של מוות ופרידה, שלום געגועים להתראות לאהבה, הזיכרונות מאחוריי יישארו קפואים, חנות של מזכרות אקנה לי כמה חדשים. ובטיסה אל תוך שמיים שצבועים שחור, אני נשבעת אף פעם לא להביט אחור, אתה ודאי ישן אז בטח לא תשמע אותי, אני לא בוכה צועקת ולא נשברת לא חוזרת בי, החברים מאחוריי יישארו שלך, במילא הם היו תמיד שם ורק בשבילך. רבות הדרכים לאהוב אותה, ארוכה ביותר הדרך לשכוח, אהבנו עמוק, אהבנו פתוח, אבל הכי בטוח זה מרחוק. בכל סיום יש התחלה של משהו חדש, ומרחוק אפשר לראות את זה לא מטושטש, האהבה שלך אליי הייתה לאזיקים, סגורה בתוך קופסה נשארת תלויה כמו בובת חוטים, הכאבים מאחוריי ישאירו בי סימן, רבות הן הדרכים וארוכות, אבל לאן רבות הדרכים לאהוב אותה, ארוכה ביותר הדרך לשכוח.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Jennifer Sosnow, and I work for Jewish National Fund and Alexander Muss High School in Israel. I am the Israel Program's Admissions Director, directly supporting our Arizona Jewish community. We have a fun and interactive 45 minutes planned for you tonight. First, I'd like to share a video with you prepared by our team in Israel. This video will tell the story of how COVID-19 has impacted our school and where we are today. Please enjoy this short video.
We are here at the Ben Gurion Airport. These are our Alexander Muss High School in Israel students. Where are you guys going? Oh. You going back to the US? You guys psyched?
No,
No. You're not excited? No. You want to stay here in Israel? Come on, check one. We're coming at you from Ben Gurion Airport with our last group of 100 students to arrive in Israel. Let me hear it out there. That's right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Daniel Palestran. I am an HSI alumni from 1991. Shortly before I attended HSI, when my family moved to the West from Boston almost 40 years ago, the Phoenix Jewish community certainly was not what it is today. Indeed, as relatively recent immigrants from South Africa, I believe my parents were acutely aware of maintaining a Jewish identity for their children in this new place. At the time, the choices for Jewish education were limited to a small number of schools. Although our family were very involved with Valley Jewish Day School, it did not survive past our 4th year in Phoenix. Fast forward 4 decades, and I am so aware of the vibrancy of the Phoenix Jewish community and the Judaism in our homes. Indeed, my 2 sisters and I have all chosen to raise Jewish families. Stacy and Sarah, my sisters, live in Phoenix and their kids attend Jewish day schools. They both married Israeli Americans and have bilingual homes. I continue to travel to Israel frequently for work, and our son Jacob has already decided he wants to have his bar mitzvah in Masada. We have the joy of living Judaism both in our homes and in our communities. I believe the incredible growth that has happened in the Phoenix Jewish community and our family's good fortune is not just a matter of time and a growing population in the desert. Indeed, I think it is a matter of having the right people and institutions that can make the investments, literally planting the seeds for a Jewish future. I believe the unique history of Phoenix and Alexander Muss HSI are just such an example. Through the Bureau of Jewish Education of Greater Phoenix, JNF, Elaine, and Barbara before her, those people and institutions were able to ensure that the nascent Phoenix Jewish community could have a representation at HSI that was far out of proportion of the size of the Phoenix Jewish community at the time. Supporting AMHSI allows our community to plant those seeds when the minds are most fertile, with many, many years to mature and grow. In today's environment, where college campuses have become increasingly hostile towards Israel and Zionism, it is also incredibly important that young Jewish men and women heading off to college be equipped with every possible fact, insight, and through HSI experience possible. The structure of the AMHSI program means that graduates are not only equipped to discuss, defend, and celebrate the miracle of modern Israel, they've received an education that allows them to appreciate the full arc of Jewish history. For myself and my sisters, we have seen just how impactful this can be in our own lives, but also in the Phoenix Jewish community. We are so very excited to play a role in launching the Phoenix area Alexander Muss HSI Alumni Network. Next, please join me as we watch a video from Mark Shinar, the new head of school. If you have the opportunity to speak with him, you should. He's interesting, he's charismatic, and he's passionate. At the very least, please take a moment to look at his background. It's very impressive. Thank you very much.
My name is Dr. Mark Shinar, and I am AMHSI's new head of school. It is an honor to speak with you this evening. It's hard to believe that we have less than a month until the end of our fall semester, but we are maximizing every opportunity to ensure that the kids experience Israel as their living classroom while learning their robust academic curriculum. As I reflect on the months that have already passed, it seems clear to me that we have successfully fostered within our teens a passion for lifelong Jewish learning and leadership, giving them the tools and the confidence necessary to positively impact their communities when they return home at the end of the month. We have no doubt that our students continue to deepen their relationship with Israel, its history, and the narratives of its people, while simultaneously strengthening and sharpening their critical and creative thinking. With your support, we continue to help our students identify how they will integrate the lessons that they've learned and the experiences that they've had here in AMHSI into the next chapters of their lives. We thank you, our dear alumni, and can't wait for the day when we can greet you here, in person, back home in Hod HaSharon.
My name is Jenna Olgan, and I am an Alexander Muss alumna from 2005 and currently serve on the local AMHSI-JNF Future Board for Jewish National Fund. I moved to Arizona from Pennsylvania when I was 16, right in the middle of high school. I begged my parents to let me attend Jess Schwartz Jewish Community High School because I wanted a deeper connection to Jewish education. I had a small Jewish community back in Pennsylvania, and this was my opportunity to build my own. My high school class was the first class to travel to Israel with Jess Schwartz. We began our trip in Prague and Poland, spending the last few weeks in Israel. It was here that I stayed at the Alexander Muss campus, and we explored Israel with new eyes. I was immersed in Israeli culture. I discovered a passion for Israel and all it has to offer. It was because of this experience that I decided to get a degree in education. I wanted to give back to my community because of what I gained from Jess Schwartz and Israel. Since graduating, I have worked at Jewish day schools and focused my passion for Jewish education by getting involved with Jewish National Fund. I now work at New Way Academy, a school for students with learning differences here in Phoenix. I have taken the core values that I've learned from Judaism, my passion to help people, and turned it into a lifelong career. I knew I wanted to make a real difference, give back to education, build a strong Jewish community, and make new friends and support Israel. That is why I am here with you all today, to acknowledge someone else who has made such an important impact on our community by sending hundreds of teens to Israel over the last 25 years, showing them how to love Israel the same way we do. Elaine Hirsch is a woman of valor who has done extraordinary work for our community. She is an award-winning Holocaust educator and currently serves as the Director of Adult Learning Passages Series and the Jewish Community Library at the Bureau of Jewish Education. Over the course of her 33 years at the BJE, she has instilled in hundreds of students, teachers, and the colleagues the values of Judaism and has brought the importance of Israel to the classroom. Please join me in celebrating Elaine Hirsch, recipient of the Jewish National Fund Love Israel Award. Mazel tov, Elaine.
Thank you so much, Jenna. I'm so touched by this honor. Sending students to Israel was one of the most fulfilling parts of my job at the BJE. It's part of the mitzvah of Ahavat Yisrael, the love of the land, the people, and the state of Israel. In the BJE library, there is a preschool book entitled Israel, My Home Away from Home. When we send students to Israel, we hope they will feel, as generations before them, that Israel is their home away from home. Not only that, by going to Israel during the high school years, these young people begin to understand the importance of Zionism, of Israel as the homeland of the Jewish people. Their experience at HSI is transformative and unparalleled. Students learn independence, their Jewish history and heritage, and the many faces of modern Israel. In the past, the motto was Israel, learn it, live it, love it, just like my pin says. I'm so proud that this program was a project of the Bureau of Jewish Education for so many years. It was in the late 70s that the late Rabbi Herb Silberman, of blessed memory, established the relationship between our community and AMHSI. So many students benefited from this BJE's Sarah Levitt Study Fellowship in Israel, the Harold and Jean Grossman Fund, and the London Gold Scholarship. It is fitting now that Muss has found a home in the Karen Kayemet LeYisrael Jewish National Fund USA. JNF, whose goal since 1901 is to build prosperous futures for the land of Israel and its people, is now building Israel education in the hearts of minds of diaspora youth. I can relate a personal story. I can clearly remember the day my son Nathan, who attended HSI many years ago, I picked him up from Sky Harbor Airport, and on the drive home, he was so excited and he said, Mom, ask me any question about Israel, any question. And of course I did. And I was so thrilled that he knew the answer. Over 40,000 students have attended HSI since 1972. Their enthusiasm, their passion, their Ahavat Yisrael, and their newfound knowledge from bar none, the best Israel educators ever, and experiencing Israel as a classroom has translated into Israel experiences beyond high school. Among them are volunteering, gap year programs, university study, serving in the Israel Defense Forces, making Aliyah, giving their own children a Jewish home and a love of Israel, a Jewish education, and sending their own children to AMHSI. I am so grateful to receive this honor. I cannot leave without mentioning the support of the Bureau of Jewish Education, Director Myra Schindler, and family educator Linda Feldman. I thank all at Jewish National Fund and AMHSI in our community who work tirelessly for the land and the Jewish land of Israel and the Jewish people. I thank you so much.
Well, we are all back and you all have capability to unmute yourself. So we have allowed for a few minutes of, if anyone would like to say anything to Elaine, a personal message, we have a few minutes to allow for that. So feel free to unmute yourself if you wish.
Mazal tov, Elaine, yasher koach. You did a great job and we appreciate all you do for this wonderful community.
Thank you, Linda. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Elaine. I'll make you dinner. Did a great job.
Thanks.
I want to thank Elaine from really the community in Phoenix. I know how hard she's worked to bring as many kids as possible. And when I was working together in the education department, there wasn't a thing she wouldn't do to help them get to Israel. And really, thanks to you, I think Arizona has really been a very lucky community. So thanks again, Elaine.
Thank you, Audrey.
When my kids were little, we went every week to the JCC and Elaine helped us check out Jewish books. And we really enjoyed it. And then when my son was getting ready to go to HSI, she helped him find some scholarship opportunities. And I really appreciate everything you've done for us, Elaine, and also because you're part of our family's Chavurah. We really enjoy knowing you.
Oh, thank you, Missy. And I'm so proud that you sent your son now to HSI. That's amazing. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Elaine, we want to wish you Mazel Tov.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Mom, just Mazel Tov and for all the work that you've done. And I'm looking through all my pictures that you sent to me from my trip at HSI.
Right.
I guess you kept them.
Oh, I did.
I can't believe I had frosted tips in my hair that were blonde. I had an earring, and I looked and I was eating a bat. So I found where coronavirus started.
Elaine, or I should say Mrs. Hirsch, as we
Hi, Mrs. Moskowitz.
we affectionately use those names to each other. You honor us. You have just been a pioneer in this community, and you have touched more people. We are so blessed by you. Mazel tov on this wonderful award.
Thank you so much, Linda. Mrs. Moskowitz.
Yes, Mrs. Hirsch.
Hi, Elaine. It's Hadar. I just wanted to congratulate you on a well-deserved award. It is our privilege to have you as a friend and have you as such a strong advocate and member of our community. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Hadar. Thank you.
Elaine?
Yes.
It's Randy.
Hi, Randy.
I'm just so proud of you, and it's a delight to see you get this honor. You certainly deserve it. And as you've heard before, other members of the Chav love you, appreciate you, and just are so proud.
Thank you. I'm proud of your son, Ben, who went on after AMHSI to serve in the Israeli Defense Forces. We're so proud of him.
I think he left his mark there. I don't know if I'll ever forget him, but it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Elaine, one more word from the HAV members. You did a wonderful job. I asked you if you had a speaking part. I didn't know how erudite and how beautifully you would speak. It was lovely. Thank you for all of you.
Thank you.
And of course, thank you for the impact you've had on so many lives in this community. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to know you. Privilege.
Peters, thank you.
I too want to say Mazal Tov and Yasher Koach, and also to say thank you so much for all the hard work in the past, the present, and maybe even the future, Elaine. You stay current, you stay excited, you excite all of us, and it's a wonderful legacy you've given us.
Thank you. Thank you, Faye. I've gotten to know your three children. I mean, Stacy, when she came back from China, and I know Sarah, she likes to inculcate Hebrew language into her family. And I just met Daniel through this. So it's really wonderful.
It makes us all feel part of a really wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elaine?
Yes.
It's Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
Mazel tov to you.
Thank you.
So impressed with you. When we started working together, I volunteered and you gave me all this work to do, of course.
I did. It was a lifetime job, Andrea.
I used to say, how does she do all of this? Because, you know, it's really startling to see how much you do and what endeavors you incur. And I'm very happy to know you, and may you go on forever in this job. We need you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Hi, Elaine.
Mom, this is, oh, go ahead.
Okay, it's Lauren Grabois.
Hi, Lauren.
Hey, when I saw this honor that you were getting, I was like, I need to be part of it. So I made sure to stay up and be on. I just want to say, I mean, it's been 23 years and it feels like I blinked and it was yesterday.
No, I remember when you went to HSI, Lauren.
Yeah. And I just want to say I'm so proud of everything you're doing, and keep up the amazing work, and just keep being such a big influence on so many people's lives.
And I'm so proud of you. Lauren is a children's author, and she's amazing. She's wrote some wonderful books for children, and she sent them to me. They're terrific. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mom, this is your other son, Eitan. I just want to say congratulations and Mazel Tov, well-deserved, and you've dedicated your profession, your life to all this, and it's just a great experience to have personally gone, as well as to be a part of everything. So much congratulations and many more.
Thanks, Wojciech. Thanks.
Oh, well, thank you, everyone. That was just so amazing to hear everyone's how they feel about Elaine. Is just, I have chills. I'm going to introduce Ron Werner, or I'm going to let him introduce himself. But he's going to talk a little bit about what's going on today with Alexander Muss High School in Israel, and He is the president of our board, and he is here with us tonight to share a message.
Everyone, thanks for having me. I just got to tell you, I'm so impressed with this beautiful community and love, and seeing the support and feeling the energy, your love for Elaine, who has sent over 200 students to the Alexander Muss High School in Israel, which means that she was an angel in helping to transform the lives of 200 students. And then, of course, all the other lives that they touch and they transform as they get married and have kids and are part of our Jewish community and our world. So I'm Ron Warner, as you just heard. I'm the president of the Alexander Muss High School in Israel. I am a vice president of the Jewish National Fund USA National Board. I too am an alum. I went so long ago that it was not the Alexander Muss High School in Israel. It was just high school in Israel. I went in 1982. So I'm pushing 39 years since I was a student. The thing is, I can recite chapter and verse lessons I learned nearly 4 decades ago. And that's because of the magic of this program, something that today we've coined and we refer to as Muss Magic. And Muss Magic has 3 real drivers. It's the way that we teach, a pedagogy where we don't view Israel in a geographic spectrum. We view Israel in a time horizon, starting with creation in a historical context, moving forward through the arc of time to modern day Israel, and intensely covering 4,000 years of history. We, number 2, use the country as our classroom. We literally are outside. Right now, it looks like I'm on campus in Hod HaSharon. I'm actually in Denver, but I'm dreaming of being back in Israel. But every other day, the land of Israel is our classroom. So our students touch and feel, or as we say, they learn the worldview and think the way people did by putting themselves in the sandals of their time, because obviously they had sandals and not shoes back then. And the last part of the Muss Magic are the incredible educators that we have that are so committed to our students, that have so much energy and make this tireless dedication of long days, day after day, because they think the thing they care about more than anything is inculcating Jewish education, Zionistic values, and Jewish values to make sure that we transform our youth, that when you send us your girls and your boys, we send you back women and men. And it really is a magical process. We're almost 50 years old. As you probably know, we were spawned from the Miami-Dade Jewish Federation in 1972. In 2013, we merged into Jewish National Fund USA, which has been incredible. It's given us a platform for marketing, for recruitment, for financial strength. JNF has invested millions of dollars in the school. It helps us raise millions of dollars, which is something we need. We have a very interesting business model, though not unique, because it's the same in all educational institutions. We know that we lose money for every student that passes through our doors. And you know what? We want to lose a lot of money, because that means we're transforming the lives of more students. Right now, we have a run rate of about 1,200 students. We announced recently a massive $300 million new campus and World Zionist village in Beersheba that will be built by Jewish National Fund. And our plan, when that opens 6 or 7 years from now, is that we will have 5,000 students a year. And if you think about that model, when we get there, give me a decade of transforming 5,000 Jewish lives a year, where we can transform 50,000 American students, we will dramatically affect and impact the Jewish community in America, and we will ensure our Jewish future. This is about Jewish continuity. There is no more important cause in our time than education. We have to educate our youth. We have to educate them before they go to college, where they get attacked by BDS and SJP. They have to be ready and they have to be prepared. And the only way they do that is with education. The Alexander Muss High School in Israel provides that education. We've been doing it for near 50 years, and I work as much in this operation as I do in my own business in Denver, because I want to make sure that 50 years from now, we're still transforming Jewish lives, and that 50 years from now, we have a bright, vibrant Jewish future. It's an amazing time that we live in where we can do this. And this is in spite of this crazy thing called COVID. As you saw in that video, we had to airlift 250 kids out of Israel in March because Israel was shutting down. We had no choice. JNF went into the JNF Endowment Fund for $500,000 to fly these kids home. And then we had programs that were cut short and we had to make refunds. This was a very painful financial year for the high school. But I'll tell you the great news. We're making it. We see the other side. We see light. In September, we returned with 100 students on campus and launched our new GAP semester program. In January, we'll have 200 students on campus, including 50 in our GAP program. And next fall, that will go from being a GAP semester to a GAP year. We are back and we're doing it. And I want to ask all of you if you'll help us. We can't do it alone. We need your help. We need you to give, we need you to get, and we need you to help. So give, obviously. We always need donations because that's how we fund the operations. And you can go to the link, jnf.org. In fact, it's in the chat, /must-donate 2020. Anyone that can write a check for $1 million tonight, that'd be incredible. I don't know if the $1 million gift is out there, but any gift you make, $18, $36, $1,800, everything helps us send students and transform their lives. The next thing we need is we need to get more students. We need you to share this word of how great this program is. Give us the names of other students. Talk to your friends. Think about your friends' kids, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, spouses. It's unlimited. The more people that hear about it, the more students that can attend. And the last part is helping. If you love the program, get involved. We have committees across the country. Arizona's launching a whole new operation to get involved. We are a national board. We're a subsidiary of Jewish National Fund USA, but we are an independently chartered 501c3 registered in Florida. We have a board that meets on a regular basis. As you know, I'm the president of that board, and people work their way up from the local committees onto our boards. We need your help and your talent. So if you would, as we're wrapping up the end of the year and people are looking at their December donations, think about the Alexander Muss High School in Israel. Think about what you can do to help. I thank you in advance for what you can do. I thank anyone who wants to come and join a committee, and definitely someone who can refer names of students. You guys have an incredible community. It's very special. We want to see more and more students coming from Arizona to ensure the future of your Jewish community in your region. Thank you so much. Have a great night. May you be blessed this week as we begin to light the candles of Hanukkah. We think about rededication. We think about bringing light into the world. Light extinguishes darkness. Light is goodness. What we do at the Alexander Muss High School in Israel, we bring light into the world by educating our students. Thank you so much. Have a great week.
Thank you, Ron.
סגרנו יום, סגרנו בין טריקה, חסרת מקום, הרוח שוב שרקה, נפגשנו שוב, נושמים את הקפה.
Thank you everyone for coming. This concludes our program. We will be in touch with more amazing Arizona alumni events.
שפתיים וקפה, נדע ששוב הבוקר יעלה ונחיה באושר ובעוני עד עצם היום הזה ונחיה ועתיד כמוני כל כך מעניינים על הגב.
And Mazel Tov to Elaine Hirsch, our 2020 Love of Israel Award winner. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We would appreciate any donation, but more than that, I would love your referrals of kids, family members, friends. Please contact me if you have a referral of a teen. We have so many opportunities. Please don't let the high school years go without stopping in Israel. So thank you, everyone. And thank you to our amazing President Ron Warner for being with us tonight. And have a great week, and everyone stay safe.
Shout
And
out to Daniel Palestrand, who also helped organize this.
sorry, I said his name, but the music was, so let me say thank you to Daniel Palestrand and Jenna Olgan, who are two event chairs, and they were just really helpful in creating this event. And Stacy and Sarah, thank you guys for being part of this and joining our event and being part of our Jewish community. So thank you all so much, and wish you a very lovely evening.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye, everyone.